Hola, mi gente, ¿qué pasa? Mr. Mario aquí with meaningful conversations. And our guest today is Astra. No last name, but her Instagram handle is longer than her regular name. It's Astra on the air. Get it right. She's an amazing person. Her superpower is seeing the BS from people, okay? She can see through people's lies. She's been working in radio for 20 years. She's got her own podcast, so check her out. It's called Tales Over Cocktails. No pun on the cocktails. All right. She works at WKTU, the largest radio station in New York. Check it out, WKTU. And even bigger than that, she's on Sirius XM radio on Pitbull's Globalization. She's frozen her eggs. She 100% wants to have kids. So, Astra, why are you still single?
I should ask you that. Why am I still single? Because I picked the wrong idiots. That is why I'm still single. You know why?
Because you picked the wrong idiots. Are there right idiots?
Here's the thing. I have a really big heart, and I used to go for guys for their looks. I mean, who didn't, But then I've come to realize guys with good looks want to look better than you. So X that out. So then I started going for guys with personalities because personality.
Wait. Time. I think I'm understanding right off the bat why you're still single.
No.
You just said anybody who dates you from today on, you're going for them not for their looks. So any guy's like, so I'm not good looking, huh? You didn't come for me for my looks? Is that what you're saying?
You didn't let me break it down. Normally,
break it down, Mija. Go ahead.
Normally, people are attracted to the physical, which, of course, you need some sort of physical attraction. I agree. However, I used to date guys for just physical. And then I realized they're a little empty up here. So then I figure, well, let me try to date guys for their personality because you know what? The exterior can always be changed. It's the interior. That's who you are. So if you win me over with your personality, I'm all for it. But I've come to realize that guys with great personalities turn into jerk-offs also. So now I'm kind of lost.
Oh, okay. Tell me how you really feel.
I just did, and I'm kind of lost right now. So I have been on a case basis. I do not, I don't pick on someone for their looks or their personality. It's for the connection. And to be honest with you, you think you have a good connection in the beginning because everybody's always on their best behavior. But once the wall comes down, then all the bullshit comes out.
Okay, from your, from your life experience, how long does it take actually for the walls to come down when you start to realize that when you start to hear the lies and the bullshit?
Here's the thing. I can read through somebody within a matter of like 5 minutes of conversation. But here's where my big heart comes into it. I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt because at the end of the day, everybody's gone through stuff in their past. So I can't hold them accountable for what they went through in a past relationship. So I always look past it and I think to myself, well, that's not that big of a deal. I can go past that. Oh, I can help them through this. So I'm always a fixer. And that's my problem. I try to help fix them and it just doesn't work.
So you're saying you're still single because you've been spending your time fixing other people?
Yeah, and then the next person benefits from all the crap I just went through. So you know what? They can thank me later for giving them a great man.
You're like a philanthropist, in other words.
I'm tired of it. When is it my turn? When is it my turn to get an already made good man?
Well, okay. Well, how long? Okay, well, how long have you been like single? Like actually, really? I'm not saying. Like really looking to get married and have children. Is this a new thing? Have you been doing for a year, 2 years, 5 years? Like for real, how long have you been waiting?
I've always wanted to be married. That was my thing. My goal was to always get married young, have kids young. And, by the time I was around my age now, I wanted to have older kids and then start my life. But it didn't work that way because I was picking the wrong ones. So as time has gone on, every time I think it's the one, like I said, they always turn out to not be the one. So I feel like I've been wasting time. Although it's not time wasted, it's, learning experiences. But at the end of the day, it's still time wasted because, man.
Now, you work in the entertainment industry. You've been in radio for 20 years.
Yeah.
Are you finding you're dating guys in your industry or outside of your industry?
I've tried both, not really anyone that's on the air that does the same exact stuff that I've done, but I've dated guys that are within the industry, whether they be a DJ or something like that. But then I've also dated guys outside of the industry that, are financial guys, law enforcement. I've done everything like that. And
which one works better for you, guys in your industry or guys outside? Like, I know obviously you're not married yet, but of the relationships you've had, which ones work better?
See, that's hard to say because the person that I dated that was in the industry ended up becoming very, I I guess you could say that he was in competition. And I'm not all about competition. I'm all about teamwork. Like if we're together, we're a team. I'm not trying to compete against you. Instead, he looked at it as a competition because people loved me, but they didn't really love him as much as they love me. So he now thought, I need to be, seen better, more than you, and blah, blah, blah. Whereas
is that true? Like, were your jobs like was there like a 6 to 10 p.m. slot, and it was either you or him?
No. He wasn't on the air. Actually, I had him on some of my shows with me back in the day. Like he used to be my DJ on my show, which was pretty cool too. So it's like I thought we were like a power couple. That's the way you would look at it. But that didn't work out because of who he was as a person. Then I've had guys not in the industry that are all like, oh, I don't mind that you're in the industry. That's so cool that you have all these fans. And then all of a sudden it turns into who's sliding into your DMs. What are they saying? Are they asking you out? Are you hanging out with people behind my back? And it's like, you have to have trust. So this is.
I don't think that has anything to do with the industry. That's probably had a lot to do with the person.
Yeah.
Okay? Like he could be.
I find a lot of insecure guys.
Attorney,
A lot of insecure guys. There was one guy that I dated. He was in the financial world. He was so secure and everything was great, but it's just the one issue that we had is that he didn't want to get married or have kids. So I'm like, well, then there's
how long
together?
Yeah, there's no future. There's no future there.
Yeah, pretty much.
How long did you date him for?
See, I wanted to get out after the first date once I found that out, but he's like, no, we'll make it work. And then he's like, you know what? Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe we can try. Maybe if you get pregnant in the next 3 months, we'll have a kid. But if you don't, then I don't want to hear about it again. And I'm like, what the heck?
Wow.
Timeline on this stuff. But we were actually together for a little over 2 years.
Okay. So I'm hearing so many.
I thought I could change him. I thought I could change his mind.
No. Okay. From one guy to one girl, guess what? We don't change.
I know.
We don't. We're like they're like stripes on a zebra. They don't change. They just grow. Okay. So like I wish somebody would have told you that years ago because it would have saved you 2 years. But I'm hearing a lot of things, Astra, like, oh, this guy was that guy was that. Do you take any personal accountability for these guys you did who are not the right ones? Is it always them, or is there some Astra?
No, it's me for staying too long. It's me for realizing all the red flags and still sticking it out, thinking that the outcome is going to be different. So that's me.
Okay.
And
so
now
I've
taken this time to actually find that out, to be honest with you.
And that's a huge win. Like right there, you should really realize that your life has just changed. Like you're never going to make those mistakes again. You're probably more ready now than you were 20 years ago when you started in the radio industry. I mean, you've got so many things going on for you. You've got KTU, we got Pitbull's Globalization. Have you ever? You didn't mention this because you've been on Pitbull's Globalization, you've been on KTU. You've obviously met a lot of stars. Mm-hmm. Have you ever tried dating somebody who maybe one of the guests on your shows? Have you ever tried that or no?
No, and it's not because I don't want to, but majority of them are either in relationships or they like to play the field. Let's be honest. People, especially guys, guys and women are different in this industry. Guys utilize the industry as a way to build up their clientele of girls, whereas girls, we actually just want to settle down and have like a strong man next to us. But these guys enjoy the eye candy. So it's like they can't be satisfied with one girl. They need to be satisfied with many. So why do I want to be with somebody that's going to be traveling the world and probably hooking up with all these different girls behind my back when I'm the one that's going to be sitting home being faithful? I don't need that.
Okay, so that's why you say you've never dated a celebrity for those 17 reasons that you just rattled off. Mija, you have got some energy. I love it. Wow. And by the way, your hair looks awesome. Okay, I just have to throw that out there. I like that look.
Totally straight. I love my hair straight. This is my natural curly hair, and to be honest with you, it's just too much.
Yeah, no, it's good. I just looked down to the screen to see your hair. I was like, oh, gotcha, because you're going wild, and I love it. So okay, I got it. So there's no like celebrities. We understand you don't want to be with any celebrity because they're traveling the world, and you believe your hallucination is that they're hooking up with everybody. Okay, I can't say that's completely true.
I'm not saying that all of them are bad because there's good and bad in everything, whether a celebrity or non-celebrity. And I'm completely open to dating a celebrity without a doubt. But like I said, majority of the celebrities are not faithful.
Okay, hey, okay, you're entitled to your opinion, and you've seen them because 20 years of experience, you've seen them, but you're not opposed.
I'm not opposed.
Are you? Oh yeah. I was speaking of opposed. Are you opposed to meeting someone on like a dating app like Tinder or Hinge or OkCupid? Are you up for that or no?
I mean, I've been on the dating apps, but I was on the dating apps because I was actually doing a little bit on my Instagram page that I call.
Okay.
It was like basically, it was called Dating App Chronicles. And what I would do is I was going through all the dating app pictures to see why these people are single and based off their pictures, why they're single. So I was giving my own little commentary. And to be honest, I was trying to have conversation with some of them just to see how it goes. But that's the problem. Conversation doesn't go anywhere on these dating apps. It's like they start and then they completely stop. So if you're not going to put in the time to talk to me, I'm not going to put in the time to talk to you. And I really don't care to meet you.
Right. So no one was like wanting to keep talking. Nobody asked you to call. They didn't send you their phone number and be like, hey, let's get to know each other. That didn't happen.
Another thing. I don't give my number out. I don't want to give my number out on a dating app because I don't want anyone having my number. So I've gotten the Google number. I've done that whole thing. I've tried. I've met maybe like 3 guys off of the dating apps, but
how long have you been doing it?
I've been on and off of dating apps for years. Like I used to be on dating apps back in the day, but like, I mean, as back as like AOL. Remember when AOL chat rooms, like that to me is like almost like a dating app back then.
I'm a millennial. I have no clue what AOL is.
Yeah, okay. That's where you are.
I'm 40 years old. Okay, I know AOL. Like I know AOL so well. I know what this means.
I was about to say, I'm sure you know the dial-up sound.
Exactly. Like people, like if you're like, I guess if you're maybe like 30 and younger, you have no clue what I was just talking about, you know. But everyone remembers that.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then nobody picks up the phone in the house. Otherwise, you get disconnected, and you're like, "Oh man."
Oh wow, you okay? Well, you went there.
Yeah, I went there.
I didn't have that. I literally my first email I had when I was my first year of college. So we had the plug-in Ethernet into my computer, so I had some good connection.
I had that too. That was the upgrade. That's when you upgraded.
Well, I guess it paid to be an RA. I got the good stuff.
There you go.
So I wanted to talk to you to talk to us a little bit more about freezing your eggs. Like I obviously never frozen any eggs. I don't know. I know nothing about that process. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know. Is it painful? How long do the eggs last? And tell me about that.
Well, first of all, I hope that you don't have any eggs to freeze. Otherwise, there would be an issue.
Well, I don't have any sisters like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
Okay. I mean, listen, you can freeze your sperm, FYI, just so you know.
Yeah, there's no need to freeze this sperm. It works.
It might work. It might work, but listen, the older you get, the more problems your sperm may have. So it's nice to have younger sperm frozen.
You're absolutely right. But I have had some. I went to the doctor where you give your sperm, and find out what's going on. Apparently, everything is A-okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you and I are in the same boat, because when I went to my doctor to freeze my eggs, first off, she didn't believe my age. She thought that I was way younger than I am. So she goes, if your insides look as good as your outsides, then we're going to be in business. So I said, all right, cool. Yeah. She went in and she's like, wow, you got a lot of eggs in there. So I'm like, good. Because here's the thing. Women are born with the amount of eggs that they're going to have their entire life. Guys keep reproducing.
How many eggs do you have?
Millions. Girls have millions of eggs. You can't count them. There's millions, just like you guys have millions.
No, I'm sure. Well, she said you have a lot. Like I don't know. Like what's a little? Like I could tell you my sperm count. Like I'm literally like I know the number. Like wait 1 second. It is I'm like 1.5 million every time that I do what I do. 1.5 million shoulders go out. Like I know that number.
Okay.
How many eggs you got?
That's per squirt. That's awesome. It's good to know.
They're strong. They're abundant.
The real question is, are they strong swimmers? Because they might be weak.
Yes, they are.
Never make it to the egg. No. And it doesn't matter how many you got.
You're absolutely right. But it came out amazing. Like literally, they're like, you deserve an award for this. Like that's the true statement. So I was like, I didn't know how to take that. I was like,
so they're swimming with crowns on.
They swim with crowns, baby. So anyway, but yeah, we're not talking about my sperm. We're talking about your eggs.
I'll talk about my eggs. Let me break it down for you. So basically, women are born with the amount of eggs that they're going to have for their entire life. Some women have less, some women have more. It really just depends on your DNA, I'm assuming. So she told me that I had
so you got a lot.
I've got a lot of eggs, which she said was a good thing. So basically what you need to do is you need to kind of go through the same procedure that a woman goes through for IVF. So I had to put shots.
IVF, yes.
Yeah, so I had to put shots into my stomach. I had to stimulate the eggs, the follicles, the ovaries. So you get really bloated. It's like about a 2-week process. What it is like every egg follicle that's in your ovaries now get as big as they possibly can because they need to get them that big so that they can extract them and then save them. So usually people go through more than one round. Some people have to go through 2 or 3 rounds to get, a decent amount of eggs in order to—
Not Astra.
Right. In order to promise that they're going to at least be able to have 1, 2, maybe 3 kids. On my first—
let's go. What you got?
On my first and only round, they ended up taking out 21 eggs and they saved 19 of them.
Yeah, 19. So you could have 19 babies, what you're telling me.
No. So the way that equates is they told me that's a definite 3 embryos, because once they save the 19 and they freeze them, when they go to unfreeze the eggs, you're going to lose some eggs because of the unfreezing process. Then you're going to have some eggs that are just not viable that, may not be able to become an embryo. So those get discarded. So it kind of narrows it down. So they said a minimum of 3 embryos, minimum. I'm sure it could maybe be like 6 or 7. Who knows?
Was it painful?
It wasn't. It was like a 10 to 15 minute procedure. They knock you out. They go in, they extract them, I guess, with a needle. They aspirate them out of your ovaries and then they freeze them. Not in like the freezer in your house freeze. It's not like that.
I wouldn't expect this next to the ice cream in the
It's not it's not in my ice cube tray. I'm not going to accidentally put them into your drink or anything.
and drink your eggs. Hey, how much does something like that cost? How much does something like that cost?
Well, it can range. It really depends on the location you go to. I was lucky enough to do an endorsement through my radio station. So I really only had to
smart. Way to use your contacts.
I had to take care of the costs of just the medication and stuff like that.
But what would it normally cost somebody who doesn't have access like you do?
10, 12 grand, more or less around there.
Okay, like about a month's worth of rent. All right, cool. All right.
People say, oh my God, that's so much money, but you have to look at it as it's an investment. You're actually investing in your future because the older you get, the lesser of amount of eggs that you have that are going to be viable to have kids. So the older I'm getting, because I'm wasting my time on all of these dum-dums, the less eggs I'm going to have.
They're all dum-dums. Everyone.
All dum-dums. So I'd rather know that my eggs are younger so I can actually, here's the thing. When I do meet a guy, I do want to try to have a kid naturally. If for some reason I'm not able to, at least I know that my backup plan are my frozen eggs, because I could take his sperm, I could fertilize the egg, and then they could reimplant it into me. So they are my eggs from when I was younger put into me, so I have a better chance of having a good kid.
This is a well thought out plan. So the reason, if I understand you correctly, the reason why you did this was not because you don't think you're going to find a man, but just in case
it takes a little bit longer than I'm expecting, because it seems to be on that path.
Got it.
So I don't
got it.
And go through menopause and be like, oh my God, I'm kidless. I want to know that I could definitely end up having a kid, even if I'm way older.
Wait, but so why is it so important now to have a kid? I know you say you've always wanted it, right? But why now? Why do you want to have a kid? Like, it's been 20 years of working and massive success. Why do you want a kid?
Because to me, that's going to be the completion of my life. I've focused on my career. I've done everything. I've gotten to the #1 market. I've been, very successful with that. Just haven't had success in the love department, which is okay because not everybody does. But I also don't need to have a guy to have a kid. I've actually been contemplating maybe getting donor sperm and having my own child eventually without having a partner.
So let's go down that line. Wait, so if you find a guy who's willing to donate his sperm, will a couple questions come up. Is he getting paid for this? Is he going to have any responsibility?
I'm not saying
what does that look like?
I don't need to know the guy that's donating. That's why they have sperm banks. I could just go and flip through a little catalog and find the criteria that I'm looking for and just get the sperm. Okay. So I don't even need to know who he is. It would be nice to know who he is, because this way, in case there's ever any, issues down the road or any type of, blood transfusions that are needed or anything of that nature, bone marrow, at least I would be able to say, hey, listen, can you see if you're a donor for this child?
Wow, so this is a real option for you. Like you would seriously do this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. How soon? Like 5 years, 10 years? Like, do you have a cutoff date that you're like, you know what?
Like 5 years ago.
She's like yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. By the way, no, I'm just kidding.
Right?
Oh my
So,
goodness.
no, for real though, like you frozen your eggs.
I've actually been thinking, I don't know, like I said, it's hard for me to put a time limit on it now anymore because I used to put a time limit on it heavy because I didn't have my eggs frozen. But now that they were frozen, I felt like a whole ton of bricks was lifted off of my chest that I don't feel the need to rush into anything anymore. So I'm not really fully putting a time limit on it because every time I try to put a time limit on it, I feel like I get closer to that time limit and then I come up with an excuse as to why that time limit is hindering me from meeting someone. So I'm kind of leaving it open. But if I have to be realistic, I would say maybe within the next 3 to 5 years max.
Okay, so so I have a hard time believing that you won't meet a guy in 3 to 5 years. Like I wouldn't even bet on that. But let's just say that
in the last 3 to 5 years. How about that?
Well, here's the thing: is you're gonna have a shift in your mind. Like that's what's gonna happen in the next couple of years. You're gonna shift, and then you're gonna believe that he's coming and he will come. So that's why I'm saying I just don't believe that's not gonna happen for you. But if it did, right? So you're saying that in 3 to 5 years, you're like, okay, if I haven't found the guy, boom. Like you're going to be pregnant by 2025, hella high water. You've already taken the steps that this is going to happen.
Pretty much, yeah. Even if it's donor sperm or if it's a friend's sperm, either way, I'm having a kid.
A friend's sperm?
Yeah, I have a couple of friends that I could ask to leave a donation.
I now have a question. Now, if they're leaving a donation, do they actually get to perform the act, or do they have to go on their own and auto stimulation?
Well, one of them is my gay friend, so I don't think he'd want to perform the act.
Okay, this could be.
Yeah.
What a good friend.
He'd like to perform the act. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed, but I don't think that he'd be able to perform the act, if you know what I mean.
I get it. He'd be like, can I hang out with Mr. Mario? And then,
he would say, can Mr. Mario join us? And then, I'll be like,
now we've got a whole new show.
Ask him and see if he's willing to be your fluffer. I don't know.
Holy Moses. Okay. So, okay, outside of your gay friend who'll hook you up, let's just say, right, and it doesn't have to perform the act, do you have because this is good, like this is we're in 2020, by 2025 Astra's going to have a baby, but we would like let me not speak for you. Would you, and I feel like I know the answer, but would you rather have a man in your life, or you think you want to just do it on your own?
Well, obviously, I would love to have a man in my life because I want to have a family.
Great.
But
I didn't want to assume, but yes, that was my assumption.
I want to have a family, but if I can't have the ideal family, there is no right or wrong to that, because what is an ideal family? A family is what you choose to create. So if I choose to have a baby on my own, that's my family now. Just because I don't have a father figure doesn't necessarily make it wrong. It's just maybe down the road I could end up being like J-Lo, getting pregnant with donor sperm and then meeting my guy while I'm pregnant and like, oh, you're just a few months late, but hey, you want to be the dad?
I'll take it. So I'm glad you mentioned it. You mentioned your ideal family. What is your ideal guy? Like if he's watching this video right now, like how would he know that he needs to go to Astra on the air? He needs to listen to Tales of a Cocktail. He needs to call up KTU and be the 103rd caller, and be like, Astra, I love you. Like who is your ideal guy? If you can like call him into existence and he's in your mind, and really you can say anything you want.
Well,
what is your ideal guy?
Like I said, I guess it really comes down to a connection. It's hard to say, like I said, physically what an ideal guy is, because we all have our physical wants and needs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to match the person that's for you. I need somebody.
So let's go with characteristics. Let's talk about characteristics then. Tell me about the characteristics of your ideal guy. All
right. I like a great personality, somebody who makes me laugh, somebody who likes to have fun, someone who likes to travel, someone who I like a young looking guy, and I'm not saying like, cause I've dated younger guys too. Used to always date guys around my age, and I don't want to date guys older, because the older guys, here's my issue. The guys that I should be dating don't want to date me because they think I'm a young kid. But then they realize, oh, you actually have a brain. Like, you seem really smart. I'm like, because I'm your age, you know, like, they're like, oh, I thought that you were young. Like, I've got people like, oh, did you just graduate college? Oh, did you just start in radio? Like,
okay.
No. So that's the thing. Like, I'm stereotyped as like a young kid, but I want a guy.
It's not the worst thing in the world, Astro.
No,
Don't get gift those to them. This is not so bad.
I'm not going to complain, but I do want a guy who's preferably like around my age, but that has a younger appeal to him, just like me. You know, look young, act young. Not saying immature. I'm just saying that, you know, you could be mature, but then you could also have a lot of fun and be cool. Like, I want to have a cool dad for my kid.
It's not just for you, Astra. It's for your kid. I like the way you think.
Yeah, I want a cool dad, and I want him to, you know, of course, be good looking and tall and nice and built, and just, I don't know, just somebody who's like romantic and affectionate and just cares, like somebody who's caring, not somebody who.
Does he have to be rich?
I mean, I'm
not. Does
he
have to have a job? I mean, does he have to have a degree? Like, you know, what are some of these characteristics that you've
I am not trying to be the breadwinner of the family. You know, I want a man. I don't want to be the man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you up. You're like,
guys. No, guys got to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say there's some dude there, and he's funny. He can make you laugh. He travels the world. You know what I mean?
In order to travel the world, you kind of need a little bit of money, don't you think? Just a little bit.
Well, you know, but I'm just saying, like, you need some, but there's always ways to get things around. Like, I'm asking you, what's your ideal guy? You know, and if you say you don't want to be the breadwinner, okay, well, somebody's going to look up, well, let's see, what does a radio DJ make? I say, oh, okay, well, Astra makes that. Oh, man, I make 50 grand less than her. I can't date her, you know?
Listen, I've dated guys that make less, that make more. It's not even about that. It's about the experiences and the memories that we make together and just being happy. You know, I've dated guys that may not have that much money, but I have the best time with them. And then I've dated guys that are loaded, but they're.
Would you marry that guy?
If I would have married him, I would have been married and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Okay, so then, okay, great, because you did say earlier that you didn't want to be the breadwinner of the.
No, I mean, I like to listen. I want to be a contributor, absolutely, but I also want the ability to be able to stay home and raise our kid too. You know, so I want to have options. I want to have options.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just putting it out there because you never know who's watching. Is he tall? Is he how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Okay, is he 6 feet tall? Is he 5'7"?
Okay. Well, I would prefer him to be at least 5'10" and up. 6 feet.
There you go.
6 feet ideal, but 5'10" and up. I like a nice build. I love light eyes.
Good.
I love like tan. You know, like.
What if he likes? Like, do you have animals?
I do. I have a puppy. You want to see her?
Sure. Yeah, bring her on. Go ahead. Let's see it.
There she is.
Okay, that's a very cute dog, right? What if he doesn't like dogs?
Well, then you know what? That's an issue because I don't know. Listen, there's nothing to not like about her. She's so quiet. She never. She's not even 3 pounds. If he doesn't like a toy, then that's an issue.
Yeah. You know, I'm just because.
And my puppy, she's non-allergenic because I have allergies. So I try to say I'm allergic to animals because I am too. I'm allergic too, but she's fine.
Okay. Oh, this is good to know. All these things. Now, what if the guy lives in California, but you guys are head over heels? Are you willing to relocate?
Yes, relocate, absolutely. Especially if it's California, if it's LA. Book me a flight and I'm going right now. Well, not in the pandemic.
Your job, there's no restraints?
Well, I mean, listen, if he's worthy of me upping and leaving, then obviously everything's got to be, you know, to my liking, I would say. Like, if I'm willing to give up what I have here, then it's got to be to my liking.
Okay, so that's good to know. So you're willing. You said he likes to travel. Now, let's say his job requires him to travel a lot. Would you travel with him? Like, he's Absolutely. Like, hey, listen,
I would love that. That would be amazing. That would be so ideal. You know, if he has a yacht, I will lay on it too in a nice bikini, no problem. While he's doing his work,
you just do your podcast from your yacht.
Yeah, exactly. As long as we have Wi-Fi, we're good to go.
Do you actually have to go to Sirius XM studios to do a Pitbull's Globalization, or can you do that from anywhere?
Well, I can actually do everything from my own house because as we're in the pandemic right now, I'm doing all of my shows from home. So technically,
Wow.
you don't need to be in there.
Wow. So okay, so you've got location freedom because of the internet, and so pretty much you're open. You can go anywhere.
Yep.
Wow. That's pretty good. Okay, so he's gonna be 6 feet tall. He's gonna make you laugh.
Physical. We're back to the physical now.
No, he's gonna make you laugh. He's gonna make you laugh.
Yep.
He likes to love to travel.
Mhm.
If he has allergies, no problem, because your dog doesn't make people sneeze.
Exactly.
And what else? Anything else?
He's got to be secure. He's got to be secure financially, emotionally, mentally. I'm not looking for somebody who's crazy or schizo or bipolar. I don't want any of that. I want somebody who can actually hold an intellectual conversation. That's another thing. Like, I'm like intellectually stimulated by people. If you can't talk to me intellectually as well as be stupid and have fun, then I can't be bothered. Like, I need to know that the conversation is not going to get stale.
What if it's a fan? That's a question. What if you get a fan that would you date a fan? Would you marry a fan?
I don't really give an opportunity to fans, and I know that that's probably bad to say, and I should leave my options open. But here's the thing: my thing is this: I've met guys over the years that have liked me for who I am, job wise, not for who I am. So I can tell the difference. So if you're going to introduce me as like, oh my God, this is my girlfriend, the girl on the radio, you're a fan. I don't want that. I want somebody who, because it's like, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is my boyfriend, the cable guy. Like, you're not going to introduce someone like that.
I mean, if he's Jim Carrey, you might do that. You
might. I'm not going to be like, this is my guy, the finance guy. This is the hedge fund owner. Like, you just don't give a title like that. So it's like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So for me, it's like,
that's pretty cool.
I don't want them to like me because of the title that I have to the public. I want them to like me because of who I am as a person.
Got it. And now, how would they get to know you? Like, it's because you're in front of like millions of people, and I mean that's your pool. And how would they get to know you then if they only know you on air? Is that like you keep profiles somewhere? Like, I know you were on the dating apps because you were doing some kind of like some bit for your job, but I mean you've got the world is your oyster because you're in the public eye.
Well, when I am on those dating apps, I don't use my real name because otherwise people would know it's me. The way I can get out of it. You
probably have a last name on that.
No. I use my initials actually. And then I also, if people are like, oh my God, I saw you on a dating app. I'm like, what? Must have been catfished because I'm not on any.
Oh, okay. So you're sneaky like that.
I'm smart. Yes, because that's the thing. If I'm on the dating app, let's just say they're like, wait a second, you look like that girl that's on the radio. I'm like, oh, click out.
You look like that sounds like oxymoron. You look like that girl that's on the radio. We don't see people's faces on the radio. But I guess
the internet, everybody knows what you look like.
I guess so. I guess times have changed.
I've had people message me and they're just like, I think I saw you on this dating app. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. They must have been using my pictures.
Must have been. You got catfish. You don't want to tell. You don't want to open yourself to that like Astra. No way. But you would do a TV show.
I would. TV is actually my passion. Like, TV is what I always wanted to do, and I kind of fell into radio, and I've been there ever since. Yeah, TV. I would love to be like, if I could have my dream job, it would be a like Access Hollywood, Extra, TMZ. I just want to be like a reporter or like an anchor for somebody that does all the entertainment news. I like entertainment and lifestyle. So I would love to cover, the cool happenings in the city as well as doing, red carpet interviews or like talk about what's going on in reality TV and who's hooking up with who and who broke up with who and who's pregnant with whose baby. Like, that's the stuff I love.
Okay, well then I think we know. Okay, so now they know where to catch you now because that's where you'll be because that's the next thing that's gonna happen. You'll meet your guy, you'll have babies, and you'll be on like Access Hollywood,
right? Covering carpet.
You have it all. You have it all. I'm excited to see what happens for you because what you've done, and I think it's great, is you've given yourself like you've got a plan. You prepare yourself for your plan. You've got your eggs. You know what you want. Like within 5 years. So it's not going to be like, oh yeah, it's 2026 and Astra can have the baby. No. Like if you don't meet the guy, you've got your young eggs, and you're open to being like, okay, you have babies on your own, and you can meet them afterwards, like Jennifer Lopez. So I get it. 20 years of working, you hustled, you made it happen. You've dated some guys, like as you say, some dum-dums, but
Yep.
hopefully you pass the dum-dums and you get to the smarts who make you laugh and are funny and will travel with you. And,
Yeah. Otherwise, you know what? Otherwise, if I just don't have
What?
kids, then I'll just travel the world by myself. And maybe my person is in another country. Sometimes I think that.
Hello? Maybe you should start traveling.
I mean, I do travel, but right now I can't go anywhere. Pandemic.
Yeah, well, this is not forever. This is just for right now. And you told us you have location freedom. Yeah, I think this is obvious. You need to be traveling. Take your job and your dog and your big beautiful hair.
I only have location freedom right now because we can't go into the studios. But without the location freedom, I do have to be in the studio being live.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
But I'm just saying,
well,
let's just say there's a new norm, and the new norm is everyone has to work from home. Then I could actually take my home on the road because I could, physically do it anywhere.
Sounds like a plan.
So I'm hoping, what? Don't bring us back to the studio, guys. Just let us do our stuff from home, and then I could actually be broadcasting from I don't know, Dubai. You would never know.
Actually, well, you know what? That would be awesome.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Maybe your guy waiting for you to buy. Maybe he's waiting in Ibiza. I don't know. Wait. What is your background, Astra?
Spanish and white. I'm a little everything.
Oh, you're a little mixed there. Okay, all right, fantastic. Well, it looks good on you. I've had so much fun chit-chatting with you. Thank you for the insight on freezing eggs, and your energy is awesome. Just real quick, just remind everybody they can see you on Tales Over Cocktails.
Yep.
Spotify, I'm assuming, right? Spotify, where else?
It's on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. You can totally listen. And you can actually watch it too. We're up on YouTube now. If you just search Tales Over Cocktails, you can watch our podcast.
Fantastic. I'm really excited for that. And I'm excited for the next 5 years for you because now we know what Astra wants. And I firmly believe that once you know what you want, you get it. And now's your time, so
Thank you.
You've got path. Yeah, I believe it. And I'm putting it out there right now. And time will tell because 5 years.
Listen, I'll make sure you're there to MC the baby shower.
I'll do it all. Except for wedding. I don't do weddings. I've only done one, and I hated it actually. So right. I don't do that.
Fine. Listen,
I'll be there to cheer you on.
At the rate I'm going, if I don't get married because I don't find my guy, I'm still gonna have a baby shower. So I'm gonna need you to MC it for me.
Boom. Well, I'll bring the balloons. You know what I mean? And it could either be pink, like my shirt, or blue, like your top.
Like my shirt. Look at that. We're both pink.
Exactly. Well, we are ready for your gender reveal right now.
It was not even planned, but I'm hoping that it's a girl. So I'm gonna this way. I'm gonna point to you.
And I'm hoping it's a boy. I'll point to you.
Wait, that one, yeah.
All right, fantastic. So, Astra, whenever I leave anywhere, I made this up, Astra.
Wait, we'll make sure twins, a boy and a girl, and then boom, done.
Did you just proposition? Did you say we're gonna have twins? That was a smite.
You are so bad.
She's planting seeds, subliminal messages. Okay, fantastic. So I gotta go. So when I leave, I say pasa afuera. In Spanish, it doesn't really mean peace out, but I made it up. Pas means peace, and afuera means out. So, Astra, can you say pasa afuera?
Pasa afuera.
Ya tú sabes. Thank you very much, guys. Check out Astra. She's beautiful. She's got her eggs frozen. She wants to have some babies, and she's got a hell of a job. So go get it. Ya tú sabes.
Woo!
Thank you very much. That was awesome.
Thanks.
All right, cool. I think that hold on.